The FBI is sounding the alarm that our food supply is being targeted by the Chinese Communist Party, as 2 Chinese nationals have been charged with smuggling a potential agro-terrorism weapon into the U.S.
This is really insane. Lucas Tomlinson joins us live in Washington with the details. Good morning, Lucas.
Good morning, guys. A Chinese researcher at the University of Michigan and her boyfriend have been accused of smuggling a biological pathogen into the United States that can cause devastating diseases in crops. FBI Director Kash Patel says, quote, "This case is a sobering reminder that the Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply, an act that could cripple our economy and endanger American lives. I commend the FBI Detroit Division and our partners at CBP for stopping this biological threat before it could do real damage." Here's a photo of that fungus that was discovered at the Detroit airport in July. The small clumps of red plant material were discovered in these 4 plastic baggies tucked into a wad of tissues. According to court documents, the 34-year-old Chinese boyfriend intentionally hid the samples in his backpack because he knew there were restrictions on importing them. He had hoped to continue his research at the University of Michigan lab. In a statement, the school says, quote, "It is important to note that the university has received no funding from the Chinese government in relation to research conducted by the accused individuals. We have and will continue to cooperate with federal law enforcement in its ongoing investigation and prosecution." And in Arizona, the state's Democratic governor is under fire for vetoing legislation that would have barred the Chinese government from owning land in the state. Arizona is home to a number of military bases, including Luke Air Force Base, home to fighter squadrons, including the primary training center for the F-35 stealth fighter jet. The Republican Senate Majority Leader in Arizona said, quote, "It is utterly insane that Arizona's top elected official would rather be an obstructionist against safeguarding our citizens from threats than sign legislation giving our state a fighting chance at proactively preventing attacks. Hobbs is a total disgrace." As we just saw in Russia, after Ukraine unleashed those drones against Russian air bases, destroying expensive bombers, military experts have long warned of China being able to do the same thing right here in the U.S., guys.
Hey, Lucas, do you know if President Trump has addressed this in executive orders with the Chinese building, buying land near military bases? Couldn't that be handled from Washington and just deny it?
Brian, there's talk that that's going to come in. And speaking to your last segment, there was also concern for years, of course, about Chinese nationals crossing the southern border in Arizona and, of course, Southern California, home to U.S. military bases. So a big issue.
Lucas, you said it that they found it in July. Why are we just hearing about this?
Exactly. It was just unsealed yesterday, Ainsley. That's how everybody knew. In this court
is it a reason why, Lucas, and you may not know this, so forgive me, is it a reason why this was sealed? Was it ruled under national security is why they sealed this? I mean, that's not typical for them to seal something of this magnitude as a threat.
Right. Lawrence, typically they're still investigating, so they're probably just following all the leads.
Roger that.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Lucas. They said it's a threat to national security, a violation of the law. And Kash Patel, who's head of the FBI, said the case. No, what's Kash Patel's? FBI Director. Case is sobering reminder that the Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply, an act that could cripple our economy and endanger American lives. They say it's a fungus, and they say that it's a fungus that causes head blight, a disease of wheat, barley, maize, and rice, and is responsible for billions of dollars in economic losses worldwide each year.
You mean a bioweapon from the Chinese? Have they ever done anything like that before?
Takes us back to COVID, right?
And it just also plays into why we can't have 150,000 Chinese students studying here, a lot of which were kids from party members. And if you come over and if you think, well, these are good kids, they're 18 years old, what harm are they? As long as their families are back home, they're under obligation to spy for their country. And yet we're training our enemy.
It's a naive view to not believe that they would cause us harm. And I also answer to your point about the FBI director. He did that interview last week with Brett Baer, and he said, what is the one thing that keeps you up at night? He said the Chinese. He was probably talking about things just like this that we just learned.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.